Welcome back to high school basketball on Comcast. Tonight, it's the second game of our doubleheader between the Campolindo Cougars and the Miramonte Matadors. Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez joining me for the second game. And Steve, despite the fact that this is not a battle for first place, this is a very competitive game and a great rivalry.
Oh, Dan, whenever these two teams get together, the old cliche, just throw it out the window. These guys, they know each other so well. They're playing each other's backyard. Great rivalry.
Should be a great one. Campolindo, led by Sean Fowler. We saw him during the football season, a great quarterback. He can also shoot the lights out from three-point range.
You know, Dan, he's a good player, very smart player, but he's a good kid too, you know, and he just does it all. He's a good all-around player. You're going to like his game.
At Miramonte, it's Chris Blackwood who leads the squad, just a sophomore, but a great shooter. But Miramonte's struggling, lost 4 straight, and Coach Blackwood said he can't remember the last time they've lost 4 straight in league.
No, Dan, they really haven't, but they're getting back at full strength now. They're getting a couple players back who've been injured, so they're coming back, and actually they got people playing where they should be playing. So on the upside of the second half of the season, he's real excited about the prospect that people are healthy. He should do better the second half of the season.
Like Steve said, throw the records out the window. It's Campolindo and Miramonte on Comcast next.
Authentic Italian atmosphere.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Room for the whole family.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Pizza, beer, sports.
Rocco's!
Great place for your next team party.
Rocco's.
The best pizza in the East Bay.
Rocco's.
Your table is always ready at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria at the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek.
Hi, Frankie. It's Christy. Do you want to come over for a swim?
Wow, I'll be right over. What are you doing, Christy?
Oh, hi, Frankie. My oil's really dirty. Will you change it for me?
I thought we were going swimming, though. I guess so.
Gee, thanks. All the stuff's in the garage, but don't make a mess, otherwise my dad will get mad.
Well, I'm done changing your oil and filter. Now I'm going to go to the certified center on the corner and recycle your oil and filter.
You don't need to go through all that trouble, Frankie. I got a much better idea of what to do with the oil and filter. My city has curbside oil and filter recycling. Just seal it up tight and put it on the curb with the other recyclables. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING for more information, or check out the website at www.funnelhead.com.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from A&B Creative Trophies. They specialize in awards, letterman jackets, embroidery, and team trophies on West 6th Street in Antioch. Simply the best selection, price, and service. That's A&B Creative Trophies of Antioch. Mention the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week and receive 5% off your next order. Mazzei Pontiac Cadillac Oldsmobile Buick and GMC Truck Company on West 10th Street. For over 50 years, Matt Mazzei and his courteous, no-pressure sales staff have helped thousands find the right car or truck for their particular budget and needs. That's Mazzei's in Antioch, the biggest little auto dealer in the West. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. Aladino's Pizza, located in Antioch, Pittsburgh, Oakley, Brentwood, Concord, and Clayton. Aladino's Pizza has big screen satellite TV and great pizza for all the big sporting events. Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop, Northern California's largest radio control racing facility behind the fairgrounds on 10th Street. They feature off and on-road racing weekly with great sales and service. The New Mecca Cafe on Railroad Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh, serving Contra Costa and beyond for over 30 years. Eat in or order it to go. Guillermo and his crew cook with pride. All County Moving and Storage, an agent of Mayflower Transit. Since 1993, All County Moving has provided trouble-free moving services for East County and the Bay Area. Let All County Moving make your next move that much easier. Mellows Heating, Air Conditioning, and Sheet Metal, serving the greater East Bay and beyond. Residential, commercial, and industrial. Keeping the East Bay comfortable for over 26 years. Let their helpful, courteous sales staff help you with your air and heating needs. Paramount Technology of Concord. Mobile computer service calls, in-house repair, and a friendly atmosphere. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Thanks again to all our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
back at Miramonte High School, getting ready for the varsity boys matchup between Miramonte at 12-8 and Campolindo at 11-9. Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez here. And Steve, it's Comcast now, just so you all know out there. We have a new ownership. AT&T Broadband is went to the old cable cast in the sky like Viacom did. And there we are. There's Steve in the blue and Dan and by the way, yes, go ahead.
Before I even get started, I want to wish you a happy 44th birthday, Daniel.
43rd.
Really? Well, you graduated my wife, and her birthday's tomorrow, and she's 44.
That's because I skipped second grade.
Because you were smart.
I was very smart.
Okay, or my wife was.
After second grade, though, I totally lost it.
Yeah, but happy birthday, Daniel.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I was going to say Rocco's brought me some special tortellini.
Well, there's no more because a friend of yours named Steve got into it. Now it's all gone.
Well,
and there's a good shot of Coach Blackwood before we even get started here. What a great guy he is. What a legend.
Well, the thing about
years.
Coach Blackwood, he'll talk to you about basketball. He'll talk to you about the girls' basketball team. He'll talk to you about television that night. He'll tell you about hockey scores.
There's not a whole lot of stuff he don't know. He even looked at me and goes, hey, you know that Dale dude? The guy says, hey, I got a Dale. He goes, now he's got a sail.
37th year at Miramonte. They're 12-8, 3-5 in the league. They've lost 4 in a row, including a game to Los Lomas 49-48 on a Pierce Verdugo runner at the buzzer.
Yep.
So they're having some tough times here at Miramonte, and that doesn't happen too often, but they're still 12-8. They think that now that they've got all their players back, they can make a run, and we're going to take a look at the entire roster and then the starters from both teams, Steve. We saw Campolindo about 4 weeks ago. I do not believe you were at that game, Steve.
No, I was
on
not.
Vacation.
I was on vacation.
So your first look at the Cougars.
But I've been following them in the paper, and I like I do all the kids, and I keep up with them.
Now this is Eddie Colonna, number 2, a 6'4", forward.
He's got a 3.5 grade average, Daniel. Smart kid.
There's Alex Bro.
Good-looking guy, too.
Yep, Alex Bro.
And Alex Bro, he's been injured a little bit. He's just coming back, but he's going to probably see limited minutes.
Kyle Corkill had 16 points off the bench the other night against Northgate. They beat Northgate 53-39. That was a big win for the Cougars. Blake Dyer and Brandon Perrell. Here's the starters. This is Adrian Palacios. Starts at forward, a 6-foot junior.
He's a quick post player, plays bigger than his size, Dan. Very good defensive player.
This is Billy Colonna, a 6'2" sophomore who can really shoot.
And he can really jump, too, and he's got a 3.5 grade average.
Here's Ross Nakamura, a guard, a sophomore. A very young team here for Coach Werlo.
And he runs the show, good ball handler.
Here's Sean Fowler, the all-league quarterback and certain to be an all-league basketball player as well, a great three-point shooter.
He can do it all.
And here's Colin Williamson, a senior, number 45, the postman. They aren't that big, Campolindo. It's going to be an interesting game, especially with the big man, Kevin Weeks, in the center for Miramonte. The Cougars are coached by Chris Werlo. His assistants are Rick Bradley and Seth Falzer. That's the brother of Sean. They're 11-9 overall, 5-3 in league. As you hear their huddle, and they beat Northgate 53-39. They're tied for third with Northgate here in the DFAL. Here's the starting lineup for Miramonte. Connor Bustat, number 5, one of the reserves. Here's Kyle Albini. We saw him on the football field.
Yeah, very good football player.
Here's Chris O'Neill. The reserves come out of their own huddle.
He's a transfer from De La Salle, Dan. He's just fitting into the program.
Here's Brett Chin at 5'8".
He's been sick all week. That's what the coach told me.
Here's John Kroll.
He's a banger. He comes off the bench. Good defensive player.
John Ritelli. I think we had some Ritelli from Rocco's earlier.
Yes, we did.
And Danny Bellotti, who's another huge specimen. There's some big guys on the Miramonte side, but wait till you see
he's a leaper.
Mr. Weeks. Here's the starters. Starting at one guard, Tommy DiRamondo.
And he's just coming out down of an injury, and now they can play their own positions, and he's a big guy they needed back.
Here's Robbie Rosenblum, a 6'2", the defensive stopper.
Good athlete, great defensive player.
Jason Griffith, who was sick yesterday but came out of that.
Yep, he's another one who's been sick. The coach told me he's been sick.
I did my homework too.
Yes, you did, sir.
Here's sophomore Chris Blackwood, the coach's son.
And he knows his son very well.
And here's the big man, number 44 in the middle, Kevin Weeks, Steve, 6'6", second scoring and rebounding, and he's going too.
He is going to, if I find his name here, he is going to, hold on, Dan, hold on, University of Penn.
That's right.
Ivy Leaguer.
There you go. The officials for tonight's game, Ken Leffel and Tom Gilbert. There's the Campolindo cheerleaders. The Campolindo cheerleaders are always in our pictures. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah, I noticed that, and that's great.
And now we're going to send it down to the floor for tonight's national anthem. The national anthem here at Miramonte High School as we get ready to kick this one off. And here's the starters for Campolindo. You can see not very big. Kelowna at 6'2", a forward guard, and Williamson at 6'4". But they're really a shooting team, Steve.
Yeah, they really shoot the threes, Dan. And the thing about them is that they have shot this year and made 120 threes and give up only 40 all year.
Here's Miramonte's starting lineup. We mentioned the big man Kevin Weeks in the center. Jason Griffith also pretty big at 6'5". But the smallest guy on the team is Blackwood, a 6-foot sophomore who's their best shooter. DiRamondo, though, his presence in the game tonight, I think, is something that Coach Blackwood's happy to have back.
And Chris Blackwood, he set the freshman record for scoring, Dan, and he's 21 points short of setting the sophomore record here.
This is Coach Blackwood's 1,020th game.
Can you believe that?
He's assisted by Tom Dwyer, and they're 12-8, 3-5 in league. Lost to Los Lomas 49-48. They're in 6th place in the league, and they win the tip. And this is Coach Blackwood's son, Chris, who had 10 points in that game the other night. This is Weeks, the big postman. DiRamondo using a pick by Rosenblum. Underneath Weeks, good overplay that time, and Williamson takes the ball away.
Nice weak side help from the weak side down low on the post, Dan.
This is Kelowna to Falzer. Falzer, of course, a great football player. We saw him a number of times on the gridiron.
Yes, we did.
Williamson's a good shooter. He'll shoot. Oh, it went right around Weeks.
Move.
Little runner, no good. That's Palacios who crashes. The ball's taken away, and they're going to say out of bounds, and the ball will stay on this side to Campolindo. Yep. Here's an interesting stat. Against Los Lomas, Miramonte had 18 layups out of 19 shots from the field. They only made one basket outside the lane. Interesting.
I guess
stat.
they got on the floor and ran it a little bit that game, Daniel. And this is Campolindo. This is the Cougars. This is what they do. They like playing slow down, Dan. They throw the ball around. They give up 45 points defensively in the league. Best in the league, Dan.
And they had held Northgate to 39 the other night in that victory. Falzer tied up in the pass back out on top to Williamson. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Williamson working on Rosenblum. Fake, another fake. No good, and DiRamondo the rebound. So that time, forced shot in the lane, and good defense by Miramonte.
Real nice team defense by Miramonte. They made him force a shot.
You get the feeling that Chris Blackwood was shooting when he was in his crib.
Oh, sure.
They try to set up a Rosenblum. This is almost like the girls' game in reverse. In the girls' game, it was height on Campo's side and quickness and shooting on the Miramonte side, and it's the opposite here. A missed shot, and Campolindo with their second possession. So we played almost 2 minutes, no score here tonight. It was an exciting first quarter in the girls' game, Steve. 20-19 at the end of the first quarter.
Wow.
And, of course, 56-51 the final. The Miramonte girls continue their winning streak. This is Falzer using a pick by Palacios. He's short with that shot, and Rosenblum battles. The ball's on the ground. It comes out to Nakamura, to Falzer. Wild shot down the lane, left hand, no good. And that's Griffith inside for the rebound.
Well, that's what Campolindo does right there, Dan. You see it on the offensive board, they're scrappy. They're going to get on the floor, and they're going to battle you the whole game. That's what they do. That's their MO.
The thing that's interesting, okay, they're playing a 2-3 zone, but look down low at the fact that they've got Palacios at 6 foot trying to guard Weeks at 6'6" and 270.
Right. And that's what they told me they were going to do. That's what the coach
nice
told me.
Give and go. Beautiful.
Real nice by Chris Blackwood right there. Broke the defense down. And Weeks went on the weak side. Weeks went on the weak side and just scored.
It's W-E-E-K-S, and he went to the W-E-A-K side. So that was good, though.
Let's see, you figure that out, because that's why they moved you up a grade.
Palacios to the basket.
Real nice creating right there by yourself, beating you off the dribble.
2-2.
I love it back here in these hills, Dan.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it beautiful back here?
Beautiful. Weeks is fouled.
Yeah.
And that foul is called by Ken Leffel, a resident of Pittsburgh.
Yes,
one time, I think he still lives there.
He still does. I talked to him a little bit before the game.
And he knows I'm looking right at him right now.
Yes, he does.
The foul's on Williamson. It's his first person.
And there's a good shot of Kevin Weeks. And, folks, I advise you not to take him out to lunch or dinner unless you have some extra cash.
I even think a light snack might set you back a few bucks.
Because, you know, he's still young and strong and growing. And the kid's 17 years old, going to an Ivy Leaguer. What a great future he has, huh, Dan?
Well, he hasn't lost a lot of games in his career here.
No.
Last year,
he's all about winning at Miramonte.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean, he only lost one football game in his entire career, and it was the last one he played. Weeks makes the second free throw, so Weeks has all 3 points for Miramonte. 3-2 here with under 5 minutes to play first quarter. Miramonte's playing man as opposed to Campo's zone defense. This is Falzer on DiRamondo to Palacios. Palacios around Griffith. Kicks the pass out to Colonna. Colonna back out on top to Falzer. They'll reset with 16 seconds on the shot clock. This is Corkill in the ball game. Corkill had 16 points the other night against Northfield. To Williamson, a block by Weeks. Good. It's going to be hard to go around those two guys. 6'5", 6'6", ahead. Weeks to the basket. Score. Weeks has 5, and it's 5-2.
And Dan, don't you like the way he moves for a big man?
I was going to say, I think he'll be playing football at 10, but the basketball coach might want to take a look at it.
Boy, I tell you what, for a big guy, he's really nice on his feet.
Corkill throws a pass that's tipped off of a number of Miramonte players out of bounds. There's a good look at Ken Leffel. Tom Gilbert is his associate tonight here at Miramonte High School. Good crowd now is gathered here at Miramonte High School. A big rivalry. We brought you the football game earlier this year between these two teams, and Falzer had a big game that night, and he gets them back to even here at 5 with a 3-pointer.
And then that's what he does right there. He could fill up the hole real quick. Nice athletic move there, Daniel.
DiRamondo, nice baseline cut, and then to the basket, 7-5.
And you see this hang time right there. He could really hang.
The thing, when you come out here, you're going to see good athleticism on both sides. Anytime you come to this side, even if you're talking Acalanes, Miramonte, Campolindo, Los Lomas, these teams, all of them, both squads, boys, girls, football, whatever you're looking at, Steve, it's usually very, very well put together. Nice pass that time. Palacios, though, picks up the garbage, and he's fouled by Griffith.
Yep.
Jason Griffith is a 6'5 junior, the foul that time, and that is the first team foul on the Matadors. And Palacios will go the line. There's Adrian Palacios. Good shot of him.
Yep, real good shot of Adrian. Bunch of great kids back in this area through here, Dan.
I was going to mention, Steve, that these two teams have not yet met. As there's Coach Werlow on the sideline. They call a 20-second timeout.
Yep, Coach Werlow, he went to Concord High, Daniel.
Brett Chin will check into the game after this timeout. That's a good look at the Campolindo bench. The Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by great friends of the program. They include Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek, Brendan Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh, A&B Creative Trophies of Antioch, Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead, Jose Pontiac in Antioch. Great friends of the program. In addition, here's Coach Blackwood.
Yep. And I tell you, I got to spend some time with him, and you hear what a great guy he is, but until you spend some time with him, then you really realize what a great man he really is. He's a lot of fun to talk to, Dan. Go ahead, Daniel, do some business.
American Plumbing, Antioch Opticians, Rock Bottom Records, Lee Home Sales, the Beer Garden Sports Bar, 2K Sports, Phil and Don's Barbershop, Ostertag's Formal Wear, Jim's Auto Body, and Antioch Chiropractic. And Steve, you're watching this in 2 weeks. You can pick up the new Styx album. Can you believe they're still together at Rock Bottom Records next week?
I can't believe we're still together.
7-6, Miramonte. Palacios makes the second free throw. He has 4.
Dan, you can just feel this is going to be a great game all the way. Nobody's going to pull away from nobody. It's a good basketball game, and you just know that this is the fourth quarter is going to be a lot of fun here. That's Kurt Douglas.
Well,
he looks like a young Kurt Douglas.
40 years ago.
Yeah, he does. It kills me.
Number 22 in the ball game is Brett Chin.
Nice look.
Oh, that was beautiful.
What a nice look. About a 23-foot pass, Dan, right down the middle of the lane to Kevin Weeks.
Weeks has 7 of the 9. 9-7 Miramonte. 3:09 to go here in the first quarter. Williamson, nice move. In the lane, he's tripped.
Yep.
It's a good call that time. Chin came across. You can see it right here.
Let's watch this pass right here down low. Threading the needle there, Daniel. Good finish by Weeks.
Inbounds. Corkhill tries the 3. No good. Long, tall rebound. And Weeks, who's long and tall, pulls the rebound. This is Blackwood, double teamed. They're chasing him all over the floor.
Yes, they are. And Corkhill, he's a guy who concerned Coach Blackwood more than anybody. And I wonder why, because he had 26 last time they played last year.
Weeks is wide open, again underneath. He misses that layup. Williamson inside. Weeks just said, get off of me.
Did you see that? Yeah.
He said, you know what, get off of me.
Go out there to Moraga Road and watch this right here. Here's a Daniel get off, right? Would you just leave me alone?
It looks like my wife bringing in the groceries.
Yep. Very mobile, Dan, for a man his size and his strength and stature.
One thing, they haven't gotten Blackwood open. He's a great three-point shooter. DiRamondo will try a 3. No good. Rebound inside. Oh, that was a nice athletic play that time by Palacios, who went up high.
And can he jump for 6 foot, Dan?
I guess that's why he's guarding Weeks. Falls to the bucket. No good. Nice putback. Kelowna misses. Chin the rebound. And that ball's taken away by Corkhill.
Yep. Chris Blackwood kind of lost a handle on that, Dan. Trying to create something.
Corkhill will set it up, top of the key, to Falzer. Guarded by DiRamondo. To Kelowna, inside on Blackwood, to the basket. The shot's no good. The foul's on the floor. It's either on Blackwood or Chin, I
think
believe.
you're to get Blackwood.
It's actually on Rosenblum.
Right. It's on Rosenblum, yep.
So we missed it right across the board.
Right.
It's better to have tried and failed than to not have tried at all.
Right.
And this is William, or Billy Kelowna's first
real nice shot of him.
Shot of the night, and first point. He's probably attempted a few shots, but that's the first that has went in. 1 point for Kelowna so far. And a substitution, number 32, John Crowell for Rosenblum, and number 21,
and he's
Blake Dyer.
And he's only a sophomore too, Dan.
For Palacios. Yeah, there's a lot of young players. We noted in the girls varsity game there were 4 seniors on both teams, 2 on each team. Kelowna converts the free throws. There's the Campolindo bench.
Yep. Right there, Dan, the Campolindo bench. There's Blackwood. Feeds it down. What a nice pass.
Kroll, his first shot and his first bucket of the night. Nice pass by Blackwood.
That was Rick Bradley and Seth Balzer. That's his brother.
Seth Balzer.
And Rick Bradley went to Kent State.
Oh, well.
There you go, huh?
And what important political rock song was written about Kent State? Steve Sanchez.
4 Shoulders and Nixon Come.
That's right. Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash Young. Very good. Little quiz there in the middle of the play. Here's Williamson. And you have to throw the elbow at Weeks just to at least get some room. Oh, what a move.
Yep. And right there, that's him taking advantage of his speed on Weeks right there. He says, I can beat this guy off the dribble. He may be bigger than me.
They leave Chin open. He goes to the basket in the lane. It's taken away.
What a nice pick by Falzer.
And here comes Campo, tied at 11. Falzer pulls up for a 3. No good. The rebound pulled by the big man. We got to come up with a nickname for Weeks. For Kevin Weeks in the middle.
How about big guy?
I want to call him Steve Weeks, who used to be a professional hockey goalie.
Okay.
Yeah, big guy in the middle. That's
well, you know what? Before you're going to call him anything, you better check with him, make sure it's all right.
Oh, man.
Daniel, you know what I'm saying?
Left hand hook that time, no good. 44 seconds to go. We're tied at 11. This is Williamson down the lane on Kroll to the bucket, loses a handle on it, and it's out of bounds.
He don't like the call.
Ross Nakamura back, Griffith returns, and number 42, John Ritelli.
Yep.
Also, Connor Bustad in the ball game for Miramonte.
They're going to give Weeks a... Let's watch the replay down the lane here. Here he is reaching in. Ooh, yep, yep, got away with one.
Balls are, and that's blocked by Blackwood. That was a great defensive read.
Yes, it was.
30 seconds to go in the half. Blackwood. Ritelli, his first shot, no good. Kroll inside, no good, the putback. And then someone just got hammered.
Yep. And they're going to get him over the back. I think, was it Rosenblum? Who is it, Dan?
It was number 42, John Ritelli.
Ritelli, I'm sorry, over the back. That was a pretty wild sequence right there. And here he comes in, and there's a little contact there.
He hit Blake Dyer, as you would like to say, a Ritelli with a nice cream sauce.
Yes.
Or a Chianti with my Ritelli.
A Chianti with a Ritelli.
I know one thing, with Ritelli out there, Miramonte leads the league in hair.
Yes.
Because there's not a lot on the Campolindo side.
No.
Balzer goes baseline.
What a quick move.
And that's a nice defensive play by Griffin. Here comes the Matadors ahead. They wanted to travel. Ritelli, 2 seconds, and a tie-up. Ritelli is a physical boy.
They're both physical.
Yeah, they've had some... Ritelli nearly knocked up Dyer out of the gym, and then a tie-up there with 0.3 seconds to go. So this should be the last play of the first quarter.
And you tell me if these guys aren't getting after each other.
Inbounds, and that'll do it. We played one quarter in Orinda, and the score in the varsity boys game, Miramonte 11, Campolindo 11. Come back to Comcast for the second quarter after this.
Authentic Italian atmosphere.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Room for the whole family.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Pizza, beer, sports.
Broncos!
Great place for your next team party.
Rocco's.
The best pizza in the East Bay.
Rocco's.
Your table is always ready at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria at the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek.
Back at Miramonte High School, 11-11 after the first quarter, and tonight's high school basketball game on Comcast is brought to you by great friends of the program. I don't think we're going to get any great friends of the program.
There's some good friends of the program.
There's our great friends of the program.
There's all of our friends right there.
So we were going to show you the other friends of the program, but those are the real friends of the program.
You know, Dan,
right
I was talking to Coach, I think, here we go. We might have something happening. I was talking to Coach Blackwood. You know, his other son, Justin, who played here, he's going to Claremont McKenna down by Pasadena, Division III school. And he's doing very well down there.
Back to action here in the second quarter, 11-11. Weeks is back in the ball game. Griffiths out there with number 5, Bustad, DiRamondo, and Blackwood for Miramonte. Tough. Campolindo just plays unbelievably tough defense.
They do, Dan. That's why they lead the league at 45 a game. They're right on pace, 11 a quarter. You know, this is Campo's game right here. This is their tempo. This is what they do.
4th turnover for Miramonte here in the first half.
You can tell Miramonte, when they get the ball, they want to be the Energizer Bunny. They want to get going. They want to get down the floor, make things happen. Here these guys slowing it down, little motion offense.
This is Corkill. Williamson's on top, underneath. This is Colonna to the basket. Good move, and he is smothered by Blackwood and Griffith, but a foul.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? You'll get that call in high school 9 out of 10 times, Dan. I don't care if your hands are up. If you're moving and you make that play, you're going to get the call. What a great rivalry this is, huh, Dan? Campolindo and Miramonte.
Well, we're looking ahead, Steve, already to football, and they changed the schedule. But the schedule, I think, is better now because it gave us some open dates, and it moved this game up, which will be at Miramonte, right out behind us here.
Right.
As Colonna misses both free throws, to a day when we could actually think about doing it. So
well, good.
We might see that game again. Last year it was 50-22 Miramonte, but a close game through the first half. Blackwood traveled.
You know, think about Chris Blackwood. He's a very good perimeter shooter, Dan, and he'll get going for the games up, you know. And his dad was telling me he's a little concerned. He's kind of in a shooting slump. But, you know, you can see right here, he's just not really getting opportunities. But he's had some real nice assists, and he's getting the flow of the offense. His game will come to him.
Williamson around Weeks. Good defense that time by DiRamondo. Ahead past Blackwood.
Look at that.
His first bucket of the night. So Blackwood's on the scoreboard. He had 10 against Los Alamos the other night, averaging about 20 in league play.
And you know, Dan, as a shooter, used to be a shooter, that always, if you're not shooting, a layup always helps you out. Get you on the board, get your confidence, calms you down. There's a battle going on down below right here.
Yeah, it's Bustad and Kelowna. Steve, a layup for me was anything inside the three-point line.
Yeah, well, I've never seen you made a layup, but I think you get my point, is when you're not shooting good from the outside. You know, Dan, it's not good to quiz me.
6-team foul on Miramonte. They lead 13-11 here in the second quarter. Very deliberate game so far, Steve. Kind of what we expected here. Corkill to Kelowna. Kelowna, Williamson will try a three, and he makes it.
Real nice. He kind of got the, okay, I'll take this. Nobody else wants it. The ball came off to him right there, a big three.
So Williamson has 5. That's his first three. 14-13 Cougars with 6 minutes to go in the half. Blackwood. Nice give and go pass to Griffith. Was behind him, and a steal for Nakamura.
Good idea by Blackwood, though.
Good movement of the ball, but that time that was thrown away. Here comes Blackwood, 2-on-2 ahead with Bustad. Pulls up from 14. No good. Long rebound pulled by Nakamura. As you mentioned, you talked to Coach Blackwood, and I had an opportunity to talk to him Sunday and last night. He's a great guy, but he did say that his son has been struggling. All the shooters have been struggling at Miramonte, and a foul as Williamson went to the basket.
And Coach Werlow, right before that possession, says, slow it down. You know, that's what he wants to do. There's a good shot right there of the Miramonte crowd. Watch this right here down the lane. Yeah, a little bit with the body right there, and then some sort of an assault from the weak side.
Just a minor felony and a semi-serious assault.
Yeah.
Williamson makes the first free throw. He has 6 points. Williamson had 14 against Northgate.
There's a good shot of Colin right there. And he's got the same haircut my son has.
He kind of looks like your son. He could be
He really does. He does look like Jason a little bit. Jason had a good game tonight. They came up a little short against YV, but the freshmen are doing very good. Fisher doing a good job.
DiRamondo, nice move to know where the line was, but he probably would have preferred to know where the basket was on that one. And we hear the chant of air ball, which is something you never want to do in a rivalry like this. Falzer, nice pass. Nice. Williamson has 8. And even though Falzer and Blackwood aren't lighting it up on the scoreboard, they've made a number of nice passes.
Yes, they really have, Dan. And that's all you do. You know, when your shot's not going, just play good defense. And, you know, if you don't think about it, you play good defense and start distributing the ball, you'll get your shots. Sooner or later, they'll come to you.
I'm watching Ritelli as there's a steal. He has a future as an enforcer in the NHL if he wants
does.
it. Here's Williamson on Weeks, kicks it back outside Falzer. Falzer will try a drive. Good defense, though, by Miramonte. 17-13 Cougars. Williamson, a wide open shot. And they got the roll that time. That's Brandon Perrell in the ball game in his first shot. Timeout Miramonte, 4:29 to go here in the first half, 19-13 Cougars.
And it was a nice little baseline shot, Dan, by Perrell.
The Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by great friends of the program, and they include All County Moving and Storage in Antioch, Contra Costa Clean Water Program, and Mr. Funnelhead, Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop at the Antioch Fairgrounds, Mellows Heating and Air Conditioning in Oakley, ParamountTechnology.com, New Mecca Cafe in Pittsburgh, Rocco's Ristorani in Walnut Creek. Thanks for tonight's crew meal. Additional friends, American Plumbing, Antioch Opticians, Rock Bottom Records, Lee Home Sales, Beer Garden Sports Bar, 2K Sports, Phil and Don's Barbershop, Ostertex Formerwear, Jim's Auto Body, and Antioch Chiropractic, and Dr. Bill Riston. Steve?
And let's talk about Jim's Auto Body, Dan. They're located at 1615 West 10th Street, James Malpe. And go see, can you believe this? The smartest guy in there, Carol Cameron's in there, Mark Azevedo, Lumpy Robertson. He's the genius in that place. And they got the best deals on cars, because I got 3 teenagers, and they've all been there with their cars.
Dave Jackson made a good point. They've stopped going inside to Weeks.
Yes, they really have.
And that's a good point.
Well, he just got back. He was on the bench there for a while, Dan, but they need to start doing that. That's
fouls on Corkill as he fouled DiRamondo.
But they've kind of hit a wall here, and Campbell's playing their game right now. This is a big trip right here. They need to answer right here, Daniel. They've been on 13 for a while. And, boy, you see the defense of Campolindo is for true, what they're saying. Huh? The coach says, we stress defense. And
well, look at him. They've sworn anytime Blackwood looks like he wants to shoot, they're all over him.
Right.
He's going to use a Weeks pick this time. tries to go down the left side, feeds a pass inside to Kroll, and he is fouled.
And Falser on the foul, number 10, Dan, but he did a real good job defensive-wise there. They're to call him on that almost every time.
The foul's on Falser. It's his first personal, and the
so what do you
14th
think?
foul.
What do you think about this Erickson thing with the
Well, I
Niners,
think
Daniel?
it was better than some of the other ideas they had.
Okay.
I think what happened as Kroll makes the free throws, they found the best coach they could that would take $2 million.
Yeah.
Chin returns for Busted.
I think the main thing what people don't like is the way it was handled.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Kroll has 4 points.
Those were two big charity stripers right there, Dan. They really needed those just to get off that 13. They were stuck there for a while. Now they got to have a good defensive stance at this end of the court and come down and convert.
Williamson returns for Kelowna. There is another Kelowna on the roster, Eddie Kelowna, 6'4" senior.
Yep.
Long three. Oh. And that is
we got to have that once a year.
Stuck in the middle with you, I think.
That's
is the
right.
theme song.
And there's a good shot of, I guess that's Miramonte. Could be Campolindo girls. I don't know, ladies. Rooters over there, sitting over there going crazy.
Now that's a jump ball. So
is it, Daniel?
Campolindo gets to keep it, yes.
Okay, I see what you're
award
saying.
Either way, the other, so it's their possession. They'll inbound. 3:46 to go. Up by 4. Williamson tries the long three. It's no good, and Chin pulls the rebound. This is Chin ahead to Blackwood. Oh, Blackwood. Left hand to DiRamondo to the basket. That was incredible.
DiRamondo, Tommy. I wonder if they call him Tommy D here.
They might.
Oh, come on.
Falser down the lane. Perrell kicks it back out top. Corkill, they'll start over. This is Perrell. To Falser. And a steal. Blackwood, Miramonte for the tie. Behind his back dribble to the basket. Left hand no good. Put back no good. Rebound Campo. They have numbers ahead. They're 5-on-2 if they hurry. This is Williamson to the basket. Score.
Nice. See how they set that up, Dan? They really didn't pressure it. They just kind of spread out the floor right there. They had numbers, and they didn't have to. They're going to get a block, Daniel.
Williamson has 10. And a foul on Corkill as he fouled Blackwood on his way to the basket. 21-17, and Steve, that sounds a little bit suspiciously like a football score.
Yes,
ahead.
It really does. Let's watch this replay right here, Dan. Good adjustment in midair. Yeah, you like that.
The pass was even better, though. Left hand, no look. This is Weeks, who hasn't scored here in the second quarter. He had 7 in the first quarter. He had 7 of their first 9, and he hasn't scored since. 7 turnover for Miramonte, 2:50 to go in the first half.
You know, Dan, Coach Werlow, Chris, told me that we're not that fast, but we're scrappy. They seem pretty quick to me. I don't know. Defensive-wise, positioning, they're always in the right place.
Falser a 3.
Yeah.
Wow. Falser has 2 threes. He has 6 points. It's 24-17, which, once again, suspiciously looks like a football score, Steve.
Yes, it does.
Pass overplay. Nice play defensively by Perrell. Chin tried to steal, couldn't get it. Here comes Campo. Campo could go ahead by 10 with a 3.
But they're just going to pull it out. Smart basketball, Dan. They're smart basketball players. That's what they are. They're coached very well, and they're very smart.
Falser to Kelowna. Tipped away by Chin. Falser picks it up. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Falser from 14 goes 13, and there are the chants once again. And there's a bunch of green-clad Matador fans over there on that side. This is Chin to the basket. He's fouled hard by Nakamura. 16 foul on Campolindo here with 1:43 to go in the second quarter.
And there's Coach Blackwood talking to his son, Chris. He's going, Chris, let me tell you something.
How many times have I asked you to take out the garbage? No.
Yeah.
What was he going to say, Steve?
Oh, you say something about, I'm not going to feed you if you don't start playing the game the way I taught you how to play it. Now, he's playing a good game. He isn't scoring, but there's some things I think Coach Blackwood, but matter of fact, after 38 years, there's probably a lot of things he sees out there he's not happy with right now.
Well, they haven't struggled like this in a long time, Steve. As we mentioned, they're 3-5 in the league. They've lost excuse me, they have to be more than 3-5 in league.
Well, Dan,
I'm going to take it back. They're 3-5 in league. They've lost 4 in a row.
Check this out, Dan. They lost to Los Lomos by 1, Dublin by 4, Concord by 5, and Northgate by 3.
Yeah.
Okay, so they've been in all the games. They've just come up a little bit short.
And they've been playing some tough teams. And then Concord threw the upset at them there.
Yeah, and then also I asked him about that Concord game. He goes, they've been playing good. He goes, watch them guys. They just barely lost to Los Lomos the other day. Go ahead, Dan. You look like you're sighing. What do you like?
Palacios that time went to the basket, and Weeks stuck one of his big paws out right there and said,
here we go.
you're not going to, don't even think about it.
This is what you're talking about, yeah.
How about the Grizzly? Kevin the Grizzly Weeks. I think he'd like that, the Grizzly.
Well, Dan, if you want to go out there on a limb and you think he's going to like that, go. I'm not jumping on no bandwagon until I talk to Mr. Weeks. I'll say, Kevin, Daniel would like to call you Grizzly.
Well, we've had some great nicknames. Steve Linigan, of course, was a classic.
The Missile.
The Missile is a classic.
Blake, the
Missile Bissell.
The Missile Bissell. And where was he from? He was from Acalanes.
Yeah, I think he'll be back next year for us.
He will be.
DiRamondo. That's Bustat with a 3, no good. DiRamondo the rebound. Good identification that time. Blackwood, his first 3 attempt of the game.
Yeah.
Nothing but net. Blackwood has 5. It's 26-21.
And that's what Chris could do right there. Put him right back in it. That was a big 3 ball by Blackwood. Oh, boy, there was just somebody wide open down below, Dan.
Well, with Weeks out of the ball game in foul trouble, they have inserted number 50, Danny Bellotti, a 6'4 sophomore, into the ball game. He's down there with Kroll and DiRamondo.
Well, that's it. They got Bellotti, Bertelli. I'm going to go Joe Aliotti.
Long shot attempted that time. This is number 2, Eddie Colonna, in the ball game for the first time for Campo with 28 seconds to go here in the half. 26-21. So Miramonte's sticking around. They can score a basket here, Steve, on this final possession. It'd be
big trip down here, Dan, to cut the. If they get a 3 ball right here, or even a 2, they'd be happy with.
Ustat. 11 seconds on the clock and a steal.
There's the defensive gym again. Look at this.
Pass ahead to Colonna, and he converts.
Points.
That's Eddie Colonna with his first bucket. 2 seconds to go. Bustat at the buzzer, no good. The score at halftime, 28-21 Miramonte. Steve, Miramonte struggled a little bit. I think they got to go back to Weeks in the middle if they're going to have a shot here in the second half.
Dan, I think you're absolutely right. I think they got to slow the ball down, go into Weeks, try to close this deficit a little bit. Is deficit a name? A word?
Deficit. Yes.
Deficit. Okay, anyway, Dan, I was right.
Deficit.
Deficit. There you go. But you agreed with me, so I got you thinking right. But my point is this here, Dan, is that this is Campo's tempo. This is their kind of game. They're playing exactly how they want it, script up. You couldn't write it no better. But you know Coach Black, with the experience he has, he will make adjustments. Should be a great second half.
And you know that guy in our picture right there is Torrey Markey's dad. Remember from last year at Miramonte?
Yeah. And she has Santa Clara this year?
We're giving him a feature. We have a final shot. Look at this layup by Colonna at the buzzer.
Yep.
And then we're going to send it down to the floor for a minute for the Campolindo cheerleaders before we go out of here.
All right.
We're going to send it out of here for a break, and we'll be back to recap the first half of play. The score, Campolindo 28, Miramonte 21. We'll be back with that recap after this on Comcast.
Hey, get me out of here! Help! Help! Help!
Wow, a filter that talks.
Wow, a human that doesn't know throwing an oil filter in the garbage can will pollute our landfills and our environment.
I've got a better plan for the future of Mr. Filter. After changing your oil and filter, place the filter in a sealed plastic bag. Make sure it doesn't leak, and take it to a certified used oil and filter collection center. They will then properly dispose of Mr. Filter in an environmentally friendly way.
Hey, wait a second. Don't close that door. Don't close it. Whoa!
Recycle your used oil filters for a cleaner future. For more information, call 1-800-NO-DUMPING or check out my website at www.funnelhead.com.
Authentic Italian atmosphere.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Room for the whole family.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Pizza, beer, sports.
Rocco's!
Great place for your next team party.
Rocco's.
The best pizza in the East Bay.
Rocco's.
Your table is always ready at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria at the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from A&B Creative Trophies. They specialize in awards, letterman jackets, embroidery, and team trophies on West 6th Street in Antioch. Simply the best selection, price, and service. That's A&B Creative Trophies of Antioch. Mention the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week and receive 5% off your next order. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Oldsmobile Buick and GMC Truck Company on West 10th Street. For over 50 years, Matt Mazay and his courteous, no-pressure sales staff have helped thousands find the right car or truck for their particular budget and needs. That's Mazay's in Antioch, the biggest little auto dealer in the West. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. Aladino's Pizza, located in Antioch, Pittsburgh, Oakley, Brentwood, Concord, and Clayton. Aladino's Pizza has big screen satellite TV and great pizza for all the big sporting events. Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop, Northern California's largest radio control racing facility behind the fairgrounds on 10th Street. They feature off and on-road racing weekly with great sales and service. The New Mecca Cafe on Railroad Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh, serving Contra Costa and beyond for over 30 years. Eat in or order it to go. Guillermo and his crew cook with pride. All County Moving and Storage, an agent of Mayflower Transit. Since 1993, All County Moving has provided trouble-free moving services for East County and the Bay Area. Let All County Moving make your next move that much easier. Mellows Heating, Air Conditioning, and Sheet Metal, serving the greater East Bay and beyond. Residential, commercial, and industrial. Keeping the East Bay comfortable for over 26 years. Let their helpful, courteous sales staff help you with your air and heating needs. Paramount Technology of Concord. Mobile computer service calls, in-house repair, and a friendly atmosphere. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Thanks again to all our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Back at Miramonte High School, the score at halftime, Campolindo 28, Miramonte 21 in the varsity boys game. Let's take a look at the scoring. Colin Williamson with 10 points, leading Campolindo. 6 points for Sean Fowler, 6 for Adrian Palacios, 2 each for Brandon Perro, Eddie Colonna, and William Colonna. 28 points on 39.6% shooting for the Cougars. For Miramonte, they're led by Kevin Weeks with 7, but he didn't score in the second quarter. 5 for Chris Blackwood, 4 each for Tommy DiRamondo and John Kroll, and 1 point tonight for Brett Chin on 45% shooting. 21 points tonight for Miramonte. Steve, as we take a look at the highlights in the first half, 28-21 Campolindo.
And here's that big long pass in through traffic right there by Chin down to Weeks right there, and he converts. Really a nice pass, just right through the defense, at the heart of the defense.
This is a Williamson, nice little runner and a little floater.
Little flip with a hand right there, real nice penetration, beating you off the dribble. There's Blackwood on the. No, that ain't Blackwood.
That's DiRamondo.
Thank you, DiRamondo. And right here's Blackwood. And this got him kind of going offensively. Got him a little layup and got his confidence going a little bit.
That's a 3 for Williamson.
Yeah, kind of rode his way right there, and he just said, okay, I'll take it. And
he had 10 in the first half.
Nothing but nylon. The good production from him. The great first half by him.
DiRamondo, the nice...
DiRamondo with an acrobatic move to the hoop right there, Daniel.
And here's that steal
Real big. This is right before the half right there. They could have cut it to 5 right there, and
Kelowna makes it.
Now it's a 7-point lead.
28-21 Campo. Will be back with the second half on Comcast after this.
Hi, Frankie. It's Christy. Do you want to come over for a swim?
Wow, I'll be right over. What are you doing, Christy?
Oh, hi, Frankie. My oil's really dirty. Will you change it for me?
I thought we were going swimming, though. I guess so.
Gee, thanks. All the stuff's in the garage, but don't make a mess, otherwise my dad will get mad.
I'm done changing your oil filter. Hey, where's Christy?
Hey, Frankie. Christy went to the mall, but before we go swimming, just place the used oil in a resealable container and the filter in a Ziploc plastic bag and place it on the curb with the other recyclables. Call 1-800-NO-DUMPING for more information or check out my website at www.funnelhead.com.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Funnelhead.
Authentic Italian atmosphere.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Room for the whole family.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Pizza, beer, sports.
Broncos!
Great place for your next team party.
Rocco's.
The best pizza in the East Bay.
Rocco's.
Your table is always ready at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria at the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek.
I would have given anything for some warning signs. I would have moved. I would have locked her up. I don't care if there were warning signs. I would have done whatever it took. I was never given that opportunity. A parent's not supposed to survive their children. It's not the scheme of things.
Back at Miramonte High School as we get ready for the third quarter, Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez with Matt Bolender and our great crew here on AT&T Broadband, including statistician Dave Jackson tonight from Miramonte High School. 28-21, and any words of wisdom here before we get ready for the third quarter?
No, Dan. I think what you're going to see Coach Blackwood says, hey, look, we got to play the better defense. We're going to come out like we started. We're going to go down to Kevin Weeks, and we're going to try to get something going and get the crowd behind this.
And if you like tonight's game, purchase your copy of the Comcast. See, that's the things I got to get ready for. I'm so used to the other one that we had. Game of the week. Free shipping via UPS. $25 per tape. Call 933-6264.
Yeah, just tell Matt where you live. Call him up, and in a couple days, you'll get your tape.
DiRamondo to the basket. Oh boy. Just rolled off. Weeks has the rebound. Inside. The putback's no good. DiRamondo crashes. Weeks crashes.
A lot of crashing going on with that play right there, Daniel.
It looked like a NASCAR race.
You know, and they really needed that hoop right there.
And they didn't get it. As Coach Blackwood mentioned, just struggling from the field. You can see the efforts there.
Oh, yeah.
And just the results aren't coming.
You know, I was talking to Coach Blackwood. He goes, Steve, I'm just trying to hang on. I got a couple more years with my kid, and I think that's just about going to do her. I said, well, 40 years is quite a bit.
The starters are back for both teams, aside from the fact that Corkill's out there for Nakamura to start the third quarter for Campolindo.
And probably, Dan, a guy you could probably going to see at Miramonte here coaching him is a guy named Andy Spinolia. And he's a JV coach. And I think him and Tom are going to take the team next year, and he's going to kind of just lead him into the thing. That's what Coach Blackwood told me. We'll see what happens.
So what does Coach Blackwood expect to coach through his son's career? Is that his goal?
Well, he'd like to, you know.
Or maybe sit and watch him play his senior
Well,
year.
who knows what he's going to do. Yeah, he's just kind of.
And that time, a steal. Palacios had a 2-on-1, lost the handle. Out on top, Williamson a 3.
Boy, he's really played some good basketball. Really good open looks, and I'll tell you what, he's 13 big points for him, Dan. That's the difference in the game is his shooting right now.
And a foul on Kelowna. First team foul, and the first foul here in the third quarter. 31-21 Cougars. This is Blackwood. Picks up the dribble to Weeks. Inside Griffith. double team, triple team, hammered by Palacios and a foul.
One thing about Palacios, he does leap.
He can get up there.
And it says 6 foot. He goes, you know what, Steve? He's probably 5'11", to be honest with you. But he can really jump.
That's his second personal.
Good shot of Jason Griffin right there, Daniel.
Griffith makes the free throw, his first point of the night.
Yeah, and he'll be back next year, 6'5", big banger on the inside.
Makes the second. That's one of the big changes in basketball, Steve. I know when you played and when I played, you hardly ever had, especially in Antioch where we grew up, ninth graders didn't even go to high school.
No.
So you couldn't be on a varsity team, but you hardly ever saw. I don't think I ever saw in my entire career a sophomore on varsity, ever.
No.
And now it's regulation.
Look at this move.
Palacios, and once again,
runs into the Berlin Wall. And then right here, it's just...
Well, the thing about him is, it's really, his name should be Kevin Strongs.
Yeah.
Because he's not weak
He's
at
not
all.
weak. Now, there you go. Let's call him Kevin Strong. Well, when I met him, I called him Mr. Weeks.
That's a good point.
I said,
Palacios has 7.
You don't know what kind of mood he is, what kind of kid he is. That was very nice, very cordial.
Weeks' second personal foul. 33-23, 10-point lead. Palacios with 8.
Real nice rotation on the ball at the free throw line. Real good shooting for him.
Blackwood gets around a defender. Griffith has the ball baseline, tries to go inside to Weeks, and it's tipped away.
And Dan, you see this more. I see this more so far on Campo than the other team. More balls being tipped and reached and misdirected than any other team I've seen. Their defense is really fantastic.
Blackwood tries and buys the 3.
They gave him a 2 on that, Daniel.
Did they really?
They gave him a 2. I just looked at the coach. They gave him a 2 on.
Must have had his foot on the line.
They must have.
33-25. We'll be off next week, Steve. That's why we're showing you these 2 games consecutive weeks. But in 2 weeks, join us for De La Salle at Antioch. And I know Steve will be happy. He can go watch his son play the freshman game and stick around for the varsity game.
That's exactly right. And I get to see my good old buddy, Frank Alaco.
And then in a few weeks, also here, wrestling once again as the Road Warriors come in to Antioch for a card. Yep. Williamson, a 3, no good. And the rebound is tipped off of a Miramonte player. Falzer gets it. Good hustle that time by Falzer. Williamson fakes inside, comes back out to Kelowna. Kelowna, wide open lane to the bucket and scores.
Nice. Real nice little, about a 3-foot runner. He kind of went to the lane, and right there, that's a good thing to do, Dan, because when you get there, they collapse and you just throw up a runner because their men are going to be there for the rebound. Your men is. So go ahead, let that ball go. Real smart play. Half the time you're going to make it anyway.
Blackwood. You see how Falzer comes out? Yeah,
smart.
It's double team.
Smart.
They know Rosenblum is probably not the threat Blackwood is from three-point range, so they're not going to let Blackwood have that shot. Inside Weeks, he's double teamed. Back on top, Blackwood, 6 seconds on the shot clock. Blackwood from 3, and he's fouled, and he'll get 3 shots.
Yes, he will.
And did you see the All-Star game the other night?
Yeah.
Did you see that foul that put it into overtime on Kobe Bryant?
Yeah.
Now, you know, if he'd have made that shot, it would have been the greatest shot probably in the history of basketball.
Yeah.
That was a fun game
so
to
much
watch.
For Jordan, winning it, and everybody happy leaving.
Like they had the whole script set up.
Yeah, it was just everything,
And then someone threw it in the garbage. Blackwood has 8 now.
Now watch the rotation. You young guys out there, watch this kid the way he does. He looks at the ball. Watch how quiet he is. Just nice and smooth. It's a real good look. Doesn't move his head off the target. Real nice rotation of the ball.
3 straight free throws. 35-28. And it's weird how all these scores, every time I notice them, Steve, they look like football scores. I don't know why. Maybe it's because we like to come out here and do football.
Because you're excited about next year. Let's just get down to it, Daniel.
Palacios ruins that analogy, but scores his 10th point, 37-28. Blackwood, oh, man.
Oh, nice. He's starting to loosen up, huh, Dan?
He is. 12 points for Chris. 37-30 is a good one.
Yep.
We've had a lot of good basketball.
Oh, yes, we have. It's been a great basketball season.
I think the thing about here is there's no real outstanding state championship type level team, but everyone is competitive.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you got Concord knocking off Miramonte and, Mount Diablo playing with Northgate and, and Sean Bowser hitting threes.
Yeah, you can't give him a good look like that, Dan. You either got to put a guy on him and isolate your zone, or because he'll can that every time.
Blackwood, shot blocked and a foul. And the foul's on Kelowna.
And I think Chris is starting to get his confidence. His game is, he didn't force his game. He waited for it to come to him, and you could tell that's his fourth down. And his third. I'm sorry, Dave.
Actually, I think it's only, it says 2 on the board. I think it's his third.
But anyway, if you look at good basketball players, they'll do that. They don't force their game. They know there's a lot of ball to be played. There's 32 minutes in high school. Your game's going to come to you. Let it happen. Start passing the ball. You're going to get in transition. You're going to get to the line. Sooner or later, your game will show up to you.
Ritelli and Chin return for Miramonte. Blackwood makes the free throw. Chris has 9 points in the third quarter. Miramonte only has
my coach,
11.
My coach used to always tell me, Steve, don't worry about the points. Worry about competing. And it'll happen. Just compete. Go out there and compete, and things will fall your way. Good
ball movement by the Cougars. They lost their point guard, though, and now Falls are forced to go back out on top, start the offense again. 3:04 to go third quarter, 40-32 Campo.
And they need to cut this into about 4 or 5 if they can before the fourth quarter. So this is a big possession right here.
Kelowna from the corner, no good. And that was a foul.
Yeah. No matter what league you're playing in.
Yeah, that was a foul, but no harm, no foul. They get the ball out of bounds. 2:48 to go. They can cut it to 6 or 5 with a 3 here.
They didn't call that a foul?
No.
Wow.
I think maybe because the ball was already out of bounds,
okay.
I just let it go.
Still a foul. Look at the running stuff for Chris right now because he's got his confidence right now.
Weeks comes out, sets a pick. Blackwood down the lane, and he's fouled.
Yeah. And you know what? If they're just going to keep driving Chris, and Blackwood's going to go to the line, and I know he's a real high percentage shooter. I can't tell you what stat he is, but by his form and stuff, I bet he's over 80%, Daniel. And hey, that's a smart move. Right now, he's feeling good about himself. He feels like he can beat you off the dribble, and that's what they're going to do. They were going to Weeks, but look for them to go to him until he gets off the line or misses a shot.
The scoreboard lists that as the third foul for Kelowna, so we'll go with the scoreboard.
Okay.
10th point of the quarter and 15 on the night now for Blackwood as they cut the lead to 7. Palacios and Kelowna out. And Nakamura and Farrell in.
There's a good shot of Chris. And he looks like a gym rat, don't he?
Misses the second free throw. Nice rebound by Weeks in the putback. That's Weeks' first bucket since the first quarter.
Yep. They cut it to 5, Daniel. Now they're doing a man-to-man press, jump press here. They break it down pretty easily, though.
That might have been a nominated for an Academy Award earlier today.
Mm-hmm. Did we get anything, me and you?
No.
Oh.
Williamson, nice little push there to get open, and then he cans a 17-footer.
He goes, here, let me push him off and shoot. Okay, I'll take that.
You've heard of a look and shoot. That was a push and shoot. Blackwood, runner in the lane, Weeks the rebound and the putback.
And you know what? They're going to continue to do that until they stop it. You just tell Miramonte just wants to up-tempo this game. And Campolindo gets down court, says, okay, let's go to the motion offense.
They have a Globetrotter-ish look to them. Nice pass inside, tip, and here comes Miramonte can cut at the 3. Blackwood taken away by Falzer, ahead. Corfield to the bucket.
Boy, I tell you, every defensive opportunity Campo has, they cash in on it, Dan. They are a very good defensive team, every single one of these guys.
Corkill has 2. Blackwood will pull up, and he's fouled. And I think they're going to call that a shooting foul.
No, they won't.
Are they or not?
No, he's shaking his head no. He's going to say on the floor.
No, they're calling that a 3-shot foul.
They are.
They're calling that a 3-shot foul. How many times in a game do you see that twice? He's got it twice in one quarter.
Yeah.
And it looked like he was trying to pass, which is what the Campolindo coaches are still screaming at. And they're screaming at Ken Leffel, and Ken saying, hey, I didn't make the call.
Yeah.
Ask Tom.
Well, ask me. I'll tell you right now he was trying to pass.
Palacios and number 4, Alex Grove for the first time tonight as Williamson and Harrell go to the bench.
Well, I'll tell you what, a big third quarter by Chris Blackwood has held Miramonte in here, Dan, and, they got a real good chance to close it to 4 right here. We're setting up for a good fourth quarter, and you just knew.
Blackwood has 17 in the game and now 18. He has 13 here in the third quarter with a minute to go, and I'm running out of space on my score sheet.
I have some more score sheets over here for you.
Just in my, see that?
I see, for him for the quarter. Wow.
44-40. Setting up a good fourth quarter here. Fowler from somewhere near the Safeway on Moraga Road, no good. And Bro, the rebound. This is Palacios to Bro, back out on top. Corkill. This is Bro. Corkill open for three.
Yep.
Every single time Miramonte comes back, Campolindo's had an answer.
Yes, they have. But you know, Dan, this is a big possession right here. They cut it to 5 or 4, depending on a 3-ball or a 2.
Inside to the big man.
Real good look.
Beautiful.
Blackwood kind of looked away, made the defense like a quarterback, Dan. Looked the other way, kind of looked off the defense, and did a little lob pass right there. Paid big dividends.
Well, you got to figure it's got to be hard juggling the touches that Weeks and Blackwood get because they're both very good offensive players. 5 seconds to go. Falzer, this one's even farther than the last one. He misses. And here's a shot at the third quarter buzzer. Oh! It went in!
Yep.
Oh, my goodness! What a shot! Ritelli! A nice Ritelli with a cream sauce, Steve, right there. Ritelli hits a 3 at the buzzer. It's 47-45 as we go to the third quarter. We're going to take a look at it before we send you out of here.
Let's watch this here, Dan. John Ritelli, 6'1". Look at this thing. That's Sonic airmail right there.
He would have won a car at the Oakland Coliseum. 47. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
He would have won $10,000, whatever. 47-45 Campo at the end of 3. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on Comcast after this.
Authentic Italian atmosphere.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Room for the whole family.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Pizza, beer, sports.
Broncos!
Great place for your next team party.
Rocco's.
The best pizza in the East Bay.
Rocco's.
Your table is always ready at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria at the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek.
Back at Miramonte High School, 47-45 after 3. And the Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by great friends of the program, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Brendan Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh. A&B Creative Trophies of Antioch. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Mazet Pontiac of Antioch. Additional friends, American Plumbing, Antioch Opticians, Rock Bottom Records, Lee Home Sales, The Beer Garden Sports Bar, 2K Sports, Phil and Don's, Ostertags, Jim's Auto Body, and Antioch Chiropractic.
And I talked to Greg Vallejo at Antioch Opticians. He fixed my glasses today. He says, Steve, make sure you tell Daniel I said happy birthday. What a nice guy. If nice means anything, he's right at top there.
He was at my big 40th birthday bash as we get a missed shot and a Weeks rebound.
Here we go, Dan. We're set up.
Yes, we are.
But you know what I'm saying, Dan? If Nice has anything to do with it, Greg Vallejo's right there at the top.
Yeah, he's one of the nicer guys I know.
Yeah.
Nice pass inside and over the head of Weeks.
And Coach Blackwood looks at his son and says, calm down, son. And his son gives a big question mark because they invented it at that age. What?
24-19, Miramonte in the third quarter. 18 for Blackwood, 13 for Weeks, 15 for Williamson for Campolindo. Palacios inside on the big man, kicks it back outside. Corkill wants a 3. Oh, man.
Wow.
This game has just been incredible. Every single time he thought Miramonte was going to come back and finally catch him. They get a big 3 from, and it's always from a different player.
And you know, Dan, what's nice about this?
Oh, Weeks tried the alley-oop tip. It didn't go.
What they do offense, they do so good of breaking the defense and kicking it out to somebody new, and that kick out always results in the points. They are shooting. Now you see why they have so many threes.
Corkill, a long 3. Doesn't get the roll. I think the girls' game we had a score of 50-45, although it was reversed. Miramonte sets up the offense with 6:36 to play. Campo by 5. Here's the hero of the minute, inside to Weeks. Weeks, good move, off glass, doesn't get the roll, and the rebound is pulled by Fowler.
Yeah, real nice spin move by Weeks right there, just didn't get the drop.
Corkill to Falzer. This would be his 4th 3, and it is.
Yeah, Coach Blackwood has seen enough. He can't believe it. He goes, you know.
Timeout, Miramonte. To start the quarter, 2 threes, a 6-point run, a 53-45 lead for Campolindo. And there's a good look at the Campolindo bench. What a game tonight for those shooters. As the Comcast Game of the Week, we'd like to thank great friends of the program, and they include All-County Moving and Storage in Antioch.
Zach Carpenter.
Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop.
Thank you, the NOACs.
Mellows Heating and Air Conditioning.
Bob and Mike Mello, they're joining us for baseball.
ParamountTechnology.com.
Thank you, Bill Gates.
New Mecca Cafe. And Paul Allen, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. Additional friends, American Plumbing, Antioch Opticians, Rock Bottom Records, Lee Home Sales, the Beer Garden Sports Bar, Best Hamburgers in Antioch, 2K Sports, Bill and Don Barbershop, Ostertag's Formal Wear, Jim's Auto Body, and Antioch Chiropractic.
And let's talk about Ostertag's Formal Wear Specialties, Dan. They're in the Century Plaza. Prom headquarters are right next to Toys R Us. Go see Gary Ostertag, 4509 Century Plaza. Rental sales, tuxedos, suits, sport coats, slacks. They got everything there.
Blackwood ahead to Chin. Chin is fouled, and they call out of bounds. That was a foul on Williams.
And the Miramonte coach is going crazy. Blackwood cannot believe it. You don't see him very animated, but right here he's going nuts. There he is sticking out a leg right there. Wow. They got away with one there, and Coach Blackwood knows it.
Falls are another three. That one's long. Actually, it was short. It was a long shot, the short result. And Blackwood ahead with the ball. Ahead, this is Weeks to Chin. Looked backdoor to Blackwood, wasn't there, and they'll set up with 26 seconds on the shot clock, 5:43 to play, down 8. But this has been a game of back and forth.
Oh, yes,
Steve,
it really has. And if everything's true to form, Miramonte should hit a 3 about right now.
Well, he did, but it doesn't count. The one thing that Miramonte has going for them right here, they are now in the bonus with 5:35 to go, and they only have one team foul.
Yes, they do. So that's going to help them down the stretch, and they are a very good free-throwing team.
I was going to say, and they're very good free-throwing team.
Yeah, I know, Dan. Sometimes my mind goes ahead of my... You're the one who taught me to slow down.
It does it sometimes for me, too, Steve.
Not very often, though. You're pretty darn good.
Connor Bustad back in the ball game for Miramonte in place of number 32, John Kroll.
And this is something we've seen a little bit today of Chris Blackwood at the free throw line.
He missed that free throw, though. Bustad pulls the rebound, and then a tie-up, and it's Miramonte's ball. Good hustle that time by Bustad.
Yeah, and they just put him in, so he paid quick dividends for Coach Blackwood right there.
I wish my stocks paid that much quick dividends, Steve.
You know anything about Tom Dreyer, the assistant for Miramonte?
I don't.
Okay, well, I just seen him. He's pretty animated there.
This is Blackwood to the basket, little runner, no good. Good block out that time by Nakamura.
And he's not getting the calls either right now. Big trip down the floor for Miramonte defensively and Campo offensively, Dan.
Oh, Palacios, good D that time by Weeks. And still an 8-point lead for Campo, 4:51 to go.
Yeah, they need to answer right here. They run to a little dry spell. They need to get their offense going again.
Bustad wants a three. Got it. Huge three. Bustad, that's his first bucket of the night, 53-48. They need to stop now, Steve.
Yeah, that's what it is. And they just haven't been able to stop Campo when they make a little run. They've already answered like this.
Kelowna misses.
Yep.
But then they don't walk out. And then Weeks went in. Oh, Weeks is over there. I don't know. I think I'd get away from the ref at this point.
Well, if I was that ref, I'd get away from Weeks. He's about twice as big as he is.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter when you're handing out tees.
No, but it does matter when you're handing out teeth.
And I don't think Tom's going to get any more.
No.
Palacios pulls up in front of Weeks, and it's just incredible.
Yeah, I mean, they've had, like you said, Dan, they've answered every phone call.
Unlike you.
Well, heck yeah, I screen everything.
Bustad in the corner, guarded by Williamson.
When he got
down the lane. Nice pass to Weeks, to the bucket, a foul. That was a late foul, but that was a good call.
Yeah, that was a good call. You got Coach Blackwood going, good call, and you got Coach Werlo going, what the heck was that all about? 4 minutes ago, 3:54, Dan. They can cut it to 5 right here. They're still in the ball game, you know what I mean? So this is, Campo is just unbelievable how they've answered everything.
Weeks misses the free throw.
And now they've gone a little bit cold at the charity stripe. They got to have those.
He's 1 of 3 in tonight's game. 13 points for the big man. Gets the roll that time. 14 points for Weeks. 55-49. And once again, although it's not a football score we'd probably see on one of our games, but maybe more like a saber
Hey,
catch
we
score.
hope it's like that next year. Well, that would be fun.
Timeout, Campolindo.
They're going to take a full, Dan.
3:47 to go. This has been a good one, Steve. Let's do a little bit of business here.
Okay.
Purchase your copy of the Comcast Game of the Week. Free shipping via UPS.
UPS, United Parcel Service. You order your tape, call Metal Matt at 933-6264. We'll get that tape to you in a couple days right to your doorstep.
After tonight's game, another great CC Rock. And it's Great White. And that's Jack Russell and Mark Kendall of Great White. And as Clay said, they used to be a hair band.
Okay.
And now they're just a waist.
Times have changed.
Yes. A waistband. De La Salle at Antioch will be our next tape date, and we'll show that to you the weekend of March 1st. This game, along with the girls' game, will be shown in a doubleheader form the next 2 weekends here on AT&T
And Dan, make sure you wish your lovely wife Selena a happy Valentine's Day.
We will be in Las Vegas.
Well, good for you. You guys have fun. I know me and my wife, we'll be on Mount Hamilton Drive in Antioch. I don't know what we'll be doing, but
this is our Christmas, my birthday, her Valentine's present, all wrapped into one.
Yeah, well, Natalie's birthday's right before Valentine's, and I can't believe you're a year younger than my wife. Wait till she hears that. She probably knows.
Yes, Steve, I graduated when I was 17 years and 4 months old.
Okay.
Either that or Don Richardson threw me out of school when I was 17 years and 4 months.
Well, it was kind of like me. It was kind of like, we love you, but we got to let you go.
Foul on Chin there as Falzer, as we return to live action, had the ball.
And Dan, like you're saying, it's 8-2 on the foul situation. Campbell's over the limit, so that's one big. They got some fouls to give, so they can play aggressively, Miramonte, to help their cause out.
Chin is playing aggressively.
Yes,
and that's in the backcourt. That should have been an over in the back, shouldn't it have been?
Yeah, but they're going to get the ball, Miramonte, because it's a jump ball. And that right there, that's the kind of stuff you can do when you only have 2 team fouls with 3 minutes to go. Hey, make some gambles, try to make some steals, and hey, if you get blown for a call, big deal. You only got 2 of them. So that's something they can do. They'd be very aggressive defensive-wise, Daniel.
Inbounds to Blackwood with 3:30 to go. Miramonte needs a bucket, down 6. This is Weeks. Come out high post this time. Trying to run some good motion here on their offense. DiRamondo, guarded by Nakamura. Got to be careful he doesn't get a 5-second call there. This is Blackwood, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Blackwood wants a 3, in and out. The ball is tipped from Weeks, and Palacios again. He has made some big plays inside.
Yes, he has. Watch him pull it out here and just set it up.
Yep, they are very
They know what to do. They know what to do. There's no hurry. The clock is their ally.
Very deliberate. And a foul on Williamson as Bustad kind of wrapped him up. But only the 3rd team foul on the Matadors at 2:46 to go.
And I think you're going to put Kyle Albini in, and they show Kyle.
Yeah.
Hit physical.
I was going to say, usually when you put a football player, remember our buddy the other night in Clayton, who was the football player who went crazy at the end of the game the other night.
I'll think of his name in a minute.
It's the same. I think when you put a football player in, when you have fouls to use, someone's probably going to get hurt.
Right. Yeah, see, now they're doing the touch me fouls because they know what's going on here. But Dan, right now it's a 2-possession game right here. 2 threes, you're right where you need to be. So there's plenty of time here. But every possession, right, look at this.
Steal, Albini on Falzer. Nice pass to Chin, to the bucket. Rebound, pulled Blackwood. He got hammered from behind. It's either on Palacios or Williamson. And of all that, they got the ball in the hand of the scorer eventually.
Right. Let's watch the replay right here. Here's Chris right there.
It's on Williamson.
Yep, reach it in.
Second personal, 19 foul. Blackwood with 18 points, but he hasn't scored in the 4th quarter after a 13-point third. And he makes the free throw. Substitutions, Corco back in for Campo, and Bustad, and number 42, John Ritelli, our favorite name of the night.
Yep.
$20 points for Blackwood tonight. He's had a great second half after only a 5-point first half.
$2:29 to go, Dan. Huge trip right here. From here on in, Dan, every possession is just magnified. Everything is huge from here on in, Daniel.
Look at Falzer.
Boy, doing a curly O'Neillin, like you like to say.
He did O'Neill a little bit there. This is Palacios.
Oh, boy.
And then in a move reminiscent of some zone pass blocking, Weeks fouls. Fouls one of the Campo players. I mean, he did kind of just push off like someone was coming after Humphrey, the quarterback.
Let me show you how I used to protect Gillen.
Timeout on the floor.
Little Wooly Bully in the background, Daniel.
Wooly Bully. This was a big song in your
in my day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Back in the day.
Back in the 50s.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
The Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by great friends of the program, All County Moving and Storage in Antioch, Contra Costa Clean Water Program, and Mr. Funnelhead. Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop. Mellows Heating and Air Conditioning. ParamountTechnology.com. New Mecca Cafe. And Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria. And Steve, here's a trivia question for you, and I'll give this to you after this American Plumbing, Antioch Competition, Rock Bottom Records, Lee Home Sales, the Beer Garden Sports Bar, 2K Sports, Phil and Dunn's Barbershop, Ostertakes, Formal Wear, Jim's Auto Body, and Antioch Chiropractic.
Go see Rick Armstrong for Rock Bottom, Dan, right there in the Antioch Square. He's got all year. Watch out right now, Dan.
We got the new Ramones tribute today. Hall & Oates actually has a new album out.
All right.
Styx has a new album out.
Go see Rick Armstrong. He's in the Antioch Square, the old, right off A Street, right there.
That's stuff for like our generation. For all you new kids, 50 Cent is the big thing, the rap record.
That's
at Rock Bottom Records. Remind me to use a trivia question on Wooly Bully after this.
I just wanted to give Rick Armstrong a little bit of plug there.
You probably get Wooly Bully there too.
Oh, sure you could.
Balls are nearly traveled. They wanted the call. They didn't get it. Williamson, 19 seconds on the shot clock, hounded by Bustad. 5-second violation.
Yep. Wow. Boy, I tell you what, Dan, this is going to be a great one right here. 1:55 to go. What a possession this is, Daniel. If they hit here, this Jim, they haven't been within one or two, Dan, I can't remember.
Ratelli, who made the big three. Bustad a three. In and out. Weeks the rebound. The putback is good.
Huge.
Weeks has 16, 55, 53.
Well, now everybody's excited, Daniel. We'll just sit back and watch this. This is going to be fun.
And they're on their feet here.
What a pick. What a pick.
It's on the ground. I'd hate to be the guy in the bottom of that pile.
Yep. And I think the possession there was with Campo still, Daniel. Am I right?
It is. Campolindo ball. 19 seconds on the shot clock. 1:21 on the game clock. 55-53 Cougars. Timeout, Campolindo. Steve, what movie was Wooly Bully a prominent song in?
Oh, my God. You know, the only thing I can think of is...
Let me give you a couple clues. At the dance, at the end of the movie, his very first movie, got up on stage and sang.
Can't be Nicolas Cage.
No, it's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. We're going to send it into the huddle.
Okay? Patience. We make sure we come back to the ball. It's going to be on this side. Get it to Sean over here. Sean take it to the top. Then bring it back off the pile. You go for the lob. Set a back screen. Make sure Weeks is there. Take it out. You should go screen away from Billy. Come to the corner. Put it up the ball.
See, Daniel, when you have smart kids, you can do that. You go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. Make sure Weeks ain't there. Go to the weak side. Go give the lob. Give it to Falter. You shoot a three, and then I'll go, okay, coach, and they do it.
Falter has one of the more interesting lines that we've seen, Steve. He has a three in each quarter for 12 points.
My son right there will be holding up a gigantic question mark. What?
Good inbounds play. Kelowna. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Loses the handle. Ball's on the floor. Out of bounds. Miramonte.
Wow.
Fifth turnover of the second half. Inbound. Here we go. 1:14 to play.
Yeah, look at Miramonte. They're not waiting for nothing. They want to keep going because the more possessions they got, this is a two-possession game right here, Dan, for them.
DiRamondo.
They got to get Weeks underneath.
I was going to say he's playing too far away.
Yeah, they got to get him under the hoop, Dan.
They could trap Blackwood right now. Inside, Weeks is all alone. He's fouled and counts.
Wow.
What a play. They reversed position.
Yes, they did.
And they left Weeks alone. Dave Jackson said he traveled halfway to Orinda.
Well, you know what? He could have got me a Carbo Marciano with a double espresso.
Let's see.
1, 2.
No, he didn't. 2 steps. Actually, he'd have to travel down like the Orinda Square where the theater is.
The thing about Jackson is if he traveled, he's forgot already by now.
Weeks makes the free throw.
And they have the lead, Dan. Huge.
Miramonte hasn't had the lead since the first quarter. 56-55. 55 seconds to go. Campo, desperately, they haven't, their offense has not clicked here over the last 2 minutes, and there's a foul, and they're calling it on Blackwood, and it's going to send them to the line.
Wow, that's their 7th one. And you know, boy, Dan, I wish you'd let him play on that right there, you know? Let him play. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's an excuse me foul. You got to let him play a little bit.
Well, that's a 17 foul on Miramonte, 2nd on Blackwood. 1 point, Miramonte lead, and William Colonna tonight, 2 for 4 from the line with 4 points, is at the line for 2 big free throws. Makes the first. It's
huge. Huge. Pressure free throw right there, Daniel.
Timeout, Miramonte.
Coach Blackwood wants to let him think about it a little bit, try to ice him a little bit. Let's watch the foul right down here low. There's a little bit of a push. Well, I don't know.
You know what, though, on a play like that, I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but it was probably a foul on the other guy, too.
You know, they're battling down low. They're trying to get position right there. Let them play. You know, we had a call like that last game with Clayton Valley. You're in your home gym. It's a one-point game. Let them play. I mean, you haven't called that all game.
It is an interesting call. 56-56 here. What a game. Blackwood has 20 for Miramonte. Weeks has 19. Weeks is playing a great game tonight.
Oh, he really has. He's really played a good job down in the low paint and making things happen. There's a couple pitchers or a couple fans there. They've been, I don't know how much money they paid to get in. I don't know what dudes paid, but they got their money's worth tonight.
Williamson has 15, Falzer 12, Palacios 12 to lead Campolindo, and Colonna can put Campolindo up by 1 here under a minute to play, 45 seconds to go. But that gives Miramonte time for shot and Campo time as well.
And Dan, there's a Campo cheerleaders, and they are coached by Nancy Fagan.
Of the Fagan family.
Of her.
Colonna's a sophomore, so this is a shot that he will probably one of the biggest shots of his career.
When Miramonte gets the ball back, there's going to be about a 10-second differential on the 35-second clock.
Makes the free throw.
Boy.
57-56.
Mr. Cool.
Look at this. Steal. The ball's out of bounds. It's Campo's ball.
Wow.
5th turnover of the half for Miramonte.
A lot of time here, Daniel. You just got to play defense here and get the ball back.
They called timeout.
Play. He had nowhere to go. Let's watch the replay right here. And here he is. They give it to Blackwood, just real nonchalant.
You know, you never want to put your ball handler in that position right there.
No.
You always, if that's the defense, they should have a guy trailing in to take that.
And
pass.
not only that, you're under the basket. You can move around. You don't got to stay in that one spot.
Not after the made
free throw. You can take off running to the right and let that guy come with you.
Campolindo has used their last timeout with under a minute to play. The Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by great friends of the program, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek, Rendon Theaters in Concord and Pittsburgh, A&B Creative Trophies of Antioch, Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead, Mazet Pontiac in Antioch. Additional friends, American Plumbing, Antioch Opticians, Rock Bottom Records, Lee Home Sales, Beer Garden Sports Bar, 2K Sports, Mill and Don's Barbershop, Ostertex Formal Wear, Jim's Auto Body, and Antioch Chiropractic.
And let's go over, just talk about Phil and Don's Barbershop. They're at 910 G Street, Dan. Phil Youngquist and Don. I don't know his last name, but they do a great job there. And
Phil and Don, the Everly Brothers.
That's why it's Phil and Don's Barbershop. Yeah, the Everly Brothers.
You know, you're a genius, you know that?
Sometimes it comes to me, Dan. It takes a while. Here we go, Dan. Take it.
Inbounds. Underneath the basket to Falzer, and he's fouled by Ratelli on the inbounds. This will send Falzer, a very good foul shooter, to the line with 41 seconds to go. But even if he makes them, it's a three-point game.
Yes, it is. Let's watch the replay right here. Here's the inbound. That's very physical on an overplay. 1-on-1 here. He's a good free throw shooter here, Dan, but it kind of gets a little sweaty under the collar here.
Falzer makes the free throw. That's Falzer. I think in the games we've done, it's the first shot he's ever made that wasn't a three.
Yeah. There's a good shot of Sean. Great basketball player. Great career at Moraga.
Makes the second free throw. 14 for Falzer. Inbounds to Blackwood. 40 seconds to go. 3-point lead. Fighting off Kelowna. Looking for a pick. They're going to try to set Blackwood up underneath to Weeks. Weeks is fouled. They don't call it. They get the bucket. Timeout. 21 for Weeks. I could have sworn Weeks was fouled on that play.
Well, Daniel, you know what? It sure looked that way, and Kevin's trying to plead his case. Let's look at it again right here. This will tell you right here, you be the ref right here. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. It's hard to tell. He took a swipe at him. I don't know, Daniel.
It was close.
But
There's
you know,
some that you'll defend, and others.
Well, right there, you know,
very close.
You got to realize too, his hand's part of the ball. Okay, his hand is part of the ball. So, but you know, Daniel, right there, what a good shot, what a good inside shot.
But at full speed, it looked like a foul.
Yeah, it did.
Your copy of the Comcast Game of the Week, free shipping via UPS, 25 per tape. Call 933-6264. You're probably going to want a copy of this game and the girls' game. They were both fine athletic contests. This one is 59-58. Now, here's the interesting thing.
Now, look at this guy,
timeouts. He looks like a member of your long-lost family, Steve.
No, because he'd have a Stanford hat on if he was.
Miramonte has one timeout left. Campo has none.
Good shot of Blackwood there. Yeah, that's true.
Who do you foul in this situation? They're all such good shooters. Really, I'd have to say, even though he just made the free throws, if I was going to foul him, I'd foul Kelowna.
I think so.
A sophomore.
I think so, too.
Nakamura tried to get in. They cannot put him in to the game at this point. So Williamson is out there with Corkill, Falzer, Palacios, and Kelowna. And a foul. Bustad fouls Williamson, who has 15 points. But he missed a free throw earlier in the game. He's 1 of 2, and he hasn't scored in the fourth quarter.
Well, that's probably not a bad choice right there.
When you think of this, a very easy strategy. They need to set up Blackwood for a three.
Right.
Campo's defense will not allow Blackwood to get open for a three. So maybe it's someone like a Bustad who hit that three earlier that might be the guy that maybe they'll forget about a little, worrying so much about Weeks and Blackwood, he might be the hero here. Williamson has to make both free throws. He misses the free throw, and DiRamondo has the rebound.
Here we go.
25 seconds to go. 1-point game. Miramonte with the ball trailing.
They got to go to Weeks again. Weeks or Blackwood. There's nobody else.
Blackwood to the basket. Score! Blackwood, what a move to the lane. 60-59. 10 seconds to go. Corkill to the bucket. Blocked by Weeks. Loose. Palacios in the corner. Off Kelowna. Out of bounds. 3 seconds to play.
Wow.
What a game. What an ending. Campolindo has no timeouts.
And Miramonte just called the timeout, Dan. What an inning. You're absolutely right, Dan. Did Chris Blackwood, he just broke down that defense. They isolated him. Look at the crowd here. Look at the crowd here, Dan. This is what it's all about. This is why we do this right here, folks. Boy, and we knew this was going to be a good one, huh?
They haven't been this excited in Orinda since they put in the Caldecott Tunnel.
Wow.
Man, I'd like to see that play by Blackwood once again.
Yeah,
if we could get a replay of that.
Here it is. Let's watch it right here.
Four guys.
Look at the 4 guys. What adjustment.
Oh, what athleticism.
Thank you. I was going to try to say that. I always have trouble with that. I'm glad you got that for me, Dan. There's Coach Blackwood.
Wow, that was a fantastic play. They've got to foul fast, and then they need a miracle. And you know what's really shaping up right now? John Ritelli at the end of the third quarter, that big three. Remember the big three? Or was that the end? No, that was the end of the third quarter.
In the third quarter. But you know what, Dan? When you have a game like this and it's this close, when you're a player, you can always go, if I did this, if I did that, if I did. But you know what? It don't matter. It all comes down to this here.
Those plays are always the ones that kill you. You always think back and go, God, if we lose by 1, well, guess what? They're losing by 1.
Yep.
Dave Jackson wants to give the MVP award tonight to the fans of Miramonte. I think I'm going to have to give it to Chris Blackwood
and I'll talk to his dad, too.
Blackwood's fouled with 2 seconds to play. He'll go to the line. The problem here is they don't really have a strategy. They can't strategize because they can't call timeout.
No, they really
have to think. You know, in a situation like this, too, I had play earlier, Steve.
That's right.
I don't know why you put all your players in the key, because you got to have someone to get an outlet pass, because you don't have all day to dribble down the floor. Blackwood makes the free throw. 23 points tonight for Chris Blackwood. 18 in the second half. 61-59. This is a big game for Miramonte.
Oh, big time. They had to have this right here.
trying to make the North Coast section for the 13th straight year.
Mm-hmm. And here he goes, Dan. He's pulling people back. See, Dan, I think he knows a little bit
See
more
what I
than
mean? If you need to put
you're talking about
someone
Campo.
out here, here's the miss. The ball's tipped out of bounds. 0.6 seconds to go. Their only hope is to throw it past the half court and try a miracle shot.
See, Dan, you could always tell when you have a home timer. It's 0.6 seconds. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, at Campo, there'd be 1.9 still on the clock.
This one's over, Dan.
Long pass.
I'm going to go get the coach.
To the bucket. Corky at the buzzer. Oh, it's over. They almost did it. It was almost 1972 and the Soviets in the United States all over again. It didn't go. What a game. The fans are on the floor. 61-59. Steve is going to go get the Blackwoods for an interview. We'll be back to wrap this one up. What a ball game tonight. Miramonte 61, Campolindo 59 the final. Steve's going to get Coach Blackwood and Chris
Blackwood. Frankie, what are you doing underneath your car? What do you think I'm doing? I'm changing my oil and filter. Come on, let's go. The girls won't wait forever. As soon as I clean this mess up, we can go. Toss that oil and filter in the garbage. We gotta go. Are you crazy? I'm not stupid. If I dump this oil and filter in that garbage can, it'll end up polluting the nearby landfill and later the bay. Let's toss it in the garbage over there, or in the storm drain. Boy, Chaz, you just don't get it. Whatever goes down the storm drains goes directly to the river, delta, and the bay. And most importantly, to your precious surf beaches. You're kidding me, right? No, I'm not. Do the right thing. Take care of your used motor oil and filter and recycle it.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, man?
Do you have an innie or an outie?
Any all the way, dude.
I have an innie.
I got one.
Okay,
This is really nasty, though.
Okay.
Would you guys rather eat like a maggot-filled pie or go to school completely naked?
Naked. Hey, you know what would be funny? I don't want to. If someone like pierced their outie.
Authentic Italian atmosphere.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Room for the whole family.
Rocco's Ristorante.
Pizza, beer, sports.
Rocco's!
Great place for your next team party.
Rocco's.
The best pizza in the East Bay.
Rocco's.
Your table is always ready at Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria at the corner of Oak Grove and Ignacio in Walnut Creek.
Tonight's Comcast Game of the Week is made possible by a generous donation from A&B Creative Trophies. They specialize in awards, letterman jackets, embroidery, and team trophies on West 6th Street in Antioch. Simply the best selection, price, and service. That's A&B Creative Trophies of Antioch. Mention the AT&T Broadband Game of the Week and receive 5% off your next order. Mazay Pontiac Cadillac Oldsmobile Buick and GMC Truck Company on West 10th Street. For over 50 years, Matt Mazay and his courteous, no-pressure sales staff have helped thousands find the right car or truck for their particular budget and needs. That's Mazay's in Antioch, the biggest little auto dealer in the West. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh, featuring 14 screens of movie magic. All theaters have Lucasfilm THX digital sound systems and stadium-style seating. Aladino's Pizza, located in Antioch, Pittsburgh, Oakley, Brentwood, Concord, and Clayton. Aladino's Pizza has big screen satellite TV and great pizza for all the big sporting events. Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop, Northern California's largest radio control racing facility behind the fairgrounds on 10th Street. They feature off and on-road racing weekly with great sales and service. The New Mecca Cafe on Railroad Avenue in downtown Pittsburgh, serving Contra Costa and beyond for over 30 years. Eat in or order it to go. Guillermo and his crew cook with pride. All County Moving and Storage, an agent of Mayflower Transit. Since 1993, All County Moving has provided trouble-free moving services for East County and the Bay Area. Let All County Moving make your next move that much easier. Mellows Heating, Air Conditioning, and Sheet Metal, serving the greater East Bay and beyond. Residential, commercial, and industrial. Keeping the East Bay comfortable for over 26 years. Let their helpful, courteous sales staff help you with your air and heating needs. Paramount Technology of Concord. Mobile computer service calls, in-house repair, and a friendly atmosphere. Your computer wizards with expert service and products for today and tomorrow's computer world. Thanks again to all our friends from the Comcast Game of the Week.
Well, gee, that was the best birthday wish I've had yet so far. Dan Wall and Steve Sanchez is with Coach Blackwood and with Chris Blackwood, the player of tonight's game.
Yeah, I'm with Coach Tom Blackwood and his son Chris Blackwood, who's the player of the game. And Chris just set the sophomore record by scoring 23 points. He had the freshman record, so he's also got the sophomore record. Chris, let me ask you, playing a game like this with your rivals like this, huge win for you guys.
Yeah, it was very big for us. After losing like 4 in a row, that was huge to come back and get this game.
Pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting for us. Big win.
Hey, let me ask you, Chris, your dad's been doing this for 38 years, one of the fine gentlemen of the game. What's it like to play for your dad?
Most of the time it's difficult, but that's because I'm a difficult person to be around. But it is fun after the night, you know. Be good when I get home and get to talk about this game with him and stuff like that. So.
Hey, before you go, I want to ask you one question. Tell me about the winning basket where you broke down the defense and you drove the lane. You had your inside game, your outside game, and what I was most impressed with, you let your game come to you. You didn't press it, you just let it happen. Tell me about that last play.
I don't know. I saw that the screen was up on thumbs up on the left side, and both the players are overplaying. So I decided to cross over and just go all the way right to the basket. I knew no one was stopping me, so I just went up strong. If I missed it, I hope I get the foul, but I ended up going in, so worked fine.
Well, it worked out very fine, and congratulations to you. You're the Restaurante player of the game, and good luck to the rest of your career. We'll be watching you, okay? I'm going to talk to your dad a little bit.
Chris, great game.
Hey, Tom, you've been doing this forever. And
Yeah,
this is what it's all about, huh?
Yeah, this was so exciting for me. 38 years of coaching, and I still find these games the ultimate of excitement. We lost to them twice last year, and we've been struggling a little bit, but I think Tommy DiRamondo coming back to our lineup, and Kevin and Chris played real big tonight, and we just played hard. We didn't give up. It's what high school basketball is about. Great crowd, really exciting. I'm soaking wet here.
Oh, you bet.
You know, it was, I know everyone was very excited here.
Well, let me ask you, Coach, you've had one of those seasons where you played very competitive in every single game. Even though you've lost 4 league games, you lost to Los Lomos by 2 or 3, you lost to Dublin by 4, you lost to Concord by 3, you lost to Northgate by 2. So all of these games as you've lost, you've been into them, you just come up a little short this year.
A little bit short, but I just want to say we had a serious injury and loss with Tommy DiRamondo, and what happened is a lot of our players who are great role players got kind of pushed up to where they maybe had to play more minutes than they were used to. Now that Tommy's back, we lost by 1 point to Los Lomos Friday night at Los Lomos, and now tonight beating Campolindo in such an exciting game. And I really give a lot of credit to Tommy coming back with a broken hand. And then I thought Kevin, the last 2 games now, Kevin Weeks has really stepped up big for us. And Chris has been in a little shooting slump. So today at lunch, he came out and shot, and we've been trying to really get into his head, get his confidence back up. And I think tonight, that was probably one of his better games.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, Coach, I'm going to leave you with this thought here. There's a lot of basketball to be played, and you're getting your pieces back together. You got to feel pretty good about Matt's basketball right now coming down the stretch.
Well, this certainly helps us for North Coast now. And I thought maybe we were out of it, but this win tonight gets us back up there. You know, 13 wins. We can get a couple more wins and keep that string going and going to North Coast. And that's always kind of our goal now that we can't win the league. But I told everybody we're going to be a spoiler this year, so everyone better watch out for the Matadors because we're ready to play.
Well, Coach, you're a gentleman, and everybody knows that who's been around you for all the years. You're great for the game of high school. You're a friend of our program, and we thank you. Continue success to you.
Thanks very much. And John Whitman, thanks for all the nice little comments you made, and you did a great job. Well, Steve was absent.
Yeah, and when that happens, you know, it's always better for the program.
Right. By the way, I coached against John when he was a sophomore at Albany High School. Yeah.
Good memory.
Good memory.
Okay, Coach, thank you for your time. Okay, I'm with one of the gentlemen of the game, and what a great finish here. Let's send it back up to Dan.
And, of course, John Whitman wouldn't have interrupted an interview right in the middle of it, but that's okay. We'll let Sanchez get away with that one. 61-59 Miramonte. Let's go over the scoring in tonight's game. For Miramonte, of course, our player of the game, Chris Blackwood, had 23 points. 21 points tonight for the big man, Kevin Weeks, in the middle. 4 points tonight for Tommy DiRamondo, back from the injury. 4 for John Kroll. 3 points tonight for John Ritelli, 3 for Connor Bustad, 2 points for Jason Griffith, and 1 point for Brett Chin. 61 points for the Matadors, now 13-8 and 4-5 overall in the league. For Campolindo, they were led by Colin Williamson, who had 15 points but was held scoreless in the fourth quarter. 14 for Sean Fowler, 12 tonight for Adrian Palacios. 8 for Kyle Corkill, 6 tonight for William Colonna, 2 each for Brandon Perrell and Eddie Colonna, 59 for Chris Werlo's Cougars, now 11-10 and 5-4. Quickly, some stats for you. Miramonte shot 44.4% from the field. Campo 40%. Miramonte out-rebounded the Cougars 25-17. Blocks 6-3 in the favor of the Matadors. 5-3 steals in favor of Miramonte. Assists 3-1. And turnovers 14 for Miramonte, 9 for Campolindo. And we said that John Whitman probably wouldn't have left an interview right in the middle there of a live basketball broadcast. But Steve, you're an individual. You're an original individual.
I in the middle of a game? Oh, well,
I know you couldn't hear. So.
Well, you know what? I have no excuse for my actions.
Good. That's the only way you can explain it.
That's right.
So we wrap up this one with the stats, Steve, and we want to tell you who helped us out here. There's Dave Jackson tonight, and I guess the birthday boy. That was the best greeting I've ever had. The cheerleader said, "Happy birthday, Dan."
Did they, Dan?
Yeah, that was better than my mom calling, although I do love my mom,
Dan,
too.
I wonder who set that up.
I have no idea.
Yeah, right, I didn't think you would. Thank you very much. That's fine anyway.
Of course, and Steve Sanchez and our buddy Tyler Fletcher, director and producer of this doubleheader tonight on Comcast. See, I caught it right at the end.
Good job, Daniel.
Comcast Game of the Week is Matt Bolander. That's Jonathan Martin with the basketball.
Yes, he is.
Morgan
the basketball's to the right.
The graphics producer. Johnny Wu is always in the truck tonight. Yeah. Joe was hanging around in the truck as well. Cameron, you saw Jonathan Martin.
Yeah.
Joe Ocon, Matt Johnson, and Tyler Fletcher, or Fletcher Tyler, depending on your...
Grandpa Tyler.
Fletcher Tyler. Dave Jackson, our statistician tonight, here from Miramonte High School.
And that's Dave to the left of Dan.
Special thanks to Chris Werlo from Campolindo High School, the head coach, and always
Tom Blackwood. Chris, and thank you, Tom, for your time.
And Miramonte High School for allowing us to come in and present this great game. If we don't do a playoff game, the next time we'll be here, Steve, is opening day, 2003 football, Pittsburgh and Miramonte out on the football field. Although we will be back for baseball, but you won't be.
No, I won't be.
Dan and Steve here in the booth, and Clay Callum in the earlier game. Thanks to everyone for helping tonight. The Comcast Game of the Week is brought to you by great friends of the program, Rocco's Ristorante and Pizzeria in Walnut Creek. Brendan Theaters of Concord and Pittsburgh. Mazet Pontiac of Antioch. Contra Costa Clean Water Program and Mr. Funnelhead. A&B Creative Trophies. ParamountTechnology.com. Ooga Booga Board Shop. Delta RC Raceway and Hobby Shop in Antioch. All County Moving and Storage. Mellows Heating and Air Conditioning. New Mecca Cafe in Pittsburgh. Here's the schedule. Tonight, if you're watching, we'll have these games on next week as well. We're off next week. We'll be back in 2 weeks for De La Salle at Antioch, and then a game to be announced on the 28th. That's Joe Ocon as we wrap this one up. For Steve Sanchez, this is Dan Wall reminding you tonight's score. Miramonte 61, Campolindo 59. What a game tonight, Steve. This has been a high school sports production brought to you by Comcast in Walnut Creek. Thanks for watching.
Good night, everybody.